Hello, we are looking at SEHYOG Year 5 paper, topic day, date and time. Question number 23. The time in Delhi is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of the time in London. So question part A is asking us that if it is 4:45 p.m. on 13th March in Delhi, what is the time and date in London? So we can see that London is 5 hours 30 minutes behind Delhi, which means we have to subtract 5 hours 30 minutes from 4:45 p.m. So 4:45 p.m. means that it is 12 hours plus 4 hours and 45 minutes, which is 16 hours 45 minutes, if that is 16:45 in 24-hour format. Now from 16 hours 45 minutes we subtract 5 hours 30 minutes to get the time in London. So 45 minus 30, 15 minutes, and 16 minus 5, so 11 hours 15 minutes, which means 11:15 a.m. So the time is 11:15 a.m. of 13th March, which is the same day. Now in part B, it's 9:45 p.m. on 15th March in San Francisco. We want the date and time in London. So the time in San Francisco is 8 hours behind the time in London, which means London is 8 hours ahead of San Francisco, and which means that with the San Francisco time we have to add up the time of 8 hours to get the London time. So with 21:45, which is 24-hour format for 9:45 p.m., we are adding 8 hours. So we will get 29 hours and 45 minutes, which means we have entered the next day. So we will subtract the 24 hours of the previous day. So 29 hours minus 24 hours is 5 hours and 45 minutes stays as it is. So which means that 5:45 a.m. is the time of the next day, which is 16th March. Now for Delhi, Delhi is again 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of London. So from the London time, that is 5 hours 45 minutes, we will add up 5 hours 30 minutes, which will give us 5 plus 5 10 hours and 45 plus 30 75 minutes. So 75 minutes again breaks down as 1 hour and 15 minutes. So that's why 11:15 a.m. because it is not crossing 12 hours, and the date is the same, that is 16th March. In question number 20, my bus was scheduled to leave at 13:40, but it started 5 minutes late, which means it started at 13:45 and the journey took 42 minutes. So we add up 42 minutes and we get 13 hours and 87 minutes. So 13 hours and 87 minutes can again be broken down, that is 1 hour 60 minutes and 27 minutes more. So which means 14 hours and 27 minutes is our answer. So in your answer in 24-hour format, we are going to write 1427. Now in question number 21, a shrub plant is growing at a steady rate of 0.2 centimeter every day. Now at midday on January 19th, the plant was 6 centimeter high. Now at a later date, it reaches a height of 11 centimeter. So we will first find out how much the plant has grown. So that is 11 minus 6, which is 5 centimeter, and the rate is 0.2 centimeter each day, which means that we will divide the total growth by the growth of each day to find how many days it took. That is 5 divided by 0.2. Now this gives us the answer 25 days. So we will count 25 days from January 19th, and if we count 25 days, we will reach the date 13th February. So that is our answer. In question number 17, the Eiffel Tower in Paris was built in 1889 and its height is 1051 feet tall. Again, in 1931, New York's Empire State Building was completed, which is 1472 feet tall. So how many years elapsed between these two constructions? So we will subtract the smaller year from the larger year. So 1931 minus 1889, and when we do this subtraction, we get the answer 42 years. Now question number 19, Alice has got a younger brother and elder sister. Now how much older is Alice from her brother? So Alice's age is 10 years and 1 month, and Alice's younger brother's age is 8 years and 2 months. So we will have to subtract 8 years and 2 months from 10 years and 1 month to find out how much older is Alice. So that gives us from 8 years 2 months to 9 years 2 months is 1 year, and from there it is 11 months to get 10 years 1 month. Just after crossing 1 month, it will become 8 years 2 months. Again, by normal subtraction method also, if we attempt this, 10 years has to be taken as 9 years and 12 months will be calculated with the months. So 12 plus 1, 13 months minus 2 months, and 9 minus 8 years. So 1 year and 11 months is our answer. In part B, what is the sum of the ages of all the 3 children? So we will take the ages 12 years 11 months, 10 years 1 month, and 8 years 2 months. Now adding the years, we get 12 plus 10 22 plus 8 30 years, and 11 plus 12 again 1 year extra. So we will get 31 years after that, and 2 months is the remainder now. So 31 years and 2 months is our answer. So in question number 15A, which year would be the next leap year? So that is 2024. 15B, how many days are there in a leap year? That is 366 days. In 16 part A, 3 years is what fraction of a decade? So we will take 3 over, a decade means a 10 years, so 3 over 10, and that is a fraction. How many decades are there in 7/10 of a century? That is our next question. How many decades? So decades means again how many 10 years in 7/10 of a century. So we will find out first how much is 7/10 of a century. So century means 100 years, and 7/10 of 100 years will give us 70 years, because 1/10 of 100 is 10 years, 7 times that. Now how many decades, that is how many 10 years do we have in 70 years? So that is pretty easy now, that is 7. Now subtracting in 16 part C, 6 hours 29 minutes minus 3 hours 30 minutes. So we first take them in column, 6 hours and 29 minutes, and subtracting 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we can see the number of minutes above is lesser. So we have to borrow 1 hour, that is 60 minutes from the number of hours. So 5 minus 3, 2 hours, and 60 plus 29 minus 30, that gives us 59 minutes. So 2 hours 59 minutes is our answer. Now 16 part D, what is the missing time? So for that we have to first check out the interval between the clocks. So we can see that there is a decrease of 1 hour 10 minutes, that is the clock is going backwards by 1 hour 10 minutes every time. So after the last clock, if we go 1 hour 10 minutes backwards, we will get 20 minutes past 1 o'clock. In question number 13, a satellite takes 1 hour and 30 minutes to go round the earth. So how long will it take to complete 13 laps? So we will have to multiply 1 hour 30 minutes by 13. So it is 13 times of the time. So each we will times it separately. So 13 times 1 is 13 hours, and 13 times 30 is 390 minutes. Now 390 divided by 60 will give us the number of hours. So which gives us 6 hours. 6 hours makes 360 minutes and 30 minutes extra. So 13 plus 6, 19 hours and 30 minutes is our answer. In question number 14, James is now twice his cousin's age. In 4 years, James will be 16. So in 4 years, if James will be 16, what is James' current age? So James' current age is 4 years less than 16. So 16 minus 4, that is 12 years. Now James is now twice his cousin's age, which means his cousin's age is half of James' age, that is 6 years, which means that his cousin after 4 years will be 6 plus 4 years old, that is 10 years old. So our answer is 10 years. Now in question number 9, a plane leaves London at 22:45 and takes total of 11 hours and 35 minutes to fly to Singapore. So Singapore is 7 hours ahead of London. So first we will calculate according to London time, what time will the flight reach. So adding 11 hours and 35 minutes with the leaving time, we are getting 80 minutes and 33 hours. So 33 hours 80 minutes. From there we will subtract the hours of the previous day because we have entered the next day, which means that 9 hours and 80 minutes. Now we know that 80 minutes means it contains again 1 hour and 20 minutes. So which means it is 10 hours and 20 minutes from there, which is from, according to London time, it is 10:20 AM. Now we are counting 7 hours ahead of that to get the Singapore time. So which means that it is 17 hours and 20 minutes. That is our answer. Thank you for watching.